But it was a pretty easy win for Tottenham, and Conte was jumping around in the stands and giving it the big un and showing the fans he cares and he wants to be here, but he still refuses to sign a new contract until the end of the season. But one of the key highlights I'd like to make about that game is Heung-min Son. And there's been a big debate at Spurs about Heung-min Son playing alongside Perisic and how that combination just doesn't bring out the best in Sonny. And I think there's some truth in that. I think without Perisic, we've seen Sonny just have better performances. He scored a goal. He could have scored another. He had a very good performance. So the Perisic Son thing, I think, is not working. Ben Davis came in on the left. And the other guy I'd like to talk about is Richarlison. Now, he came out in midweek and he said, basically, I've had a shit season. I'm not getting enough minutes. I've been told to work harder in the gym. When I have worked harder in the gym, I've not started. And the management basically should start me more. What did Conte do? Conte said before the game, he apologized to me. It's not about it's about us. And he says sorry to me. I started him. And to be honest with you guys, that was the best game I've seen in the Premier League for Richarlison. He scored 2 in the Champions League. He scored a very tight offside goal, a beautiful finish in the top bins early on, but it was ruled offside. Really close. And then he was involved in all 3 goals. He won the penalty for Kane. He won the free kick for Porro, which set up Kane. And then he set up Son for that goal as well. So involved in all 3 goals. I give him man of the match. And what Richarlison did is he spoke out. Probably shouldn't have spoke out against the management. He did. He then had the humility, and he apologized. Conte, big up to Conte for starting him and not keeping this little war going. They sorted it out as grown men, and then he delivered on the pitch. So hopefully this is the birth of Richarlison, and he really put himself about. He really put himself about. He was really unlucky not to score. And that was the story of the game, lads. But I'll open up to the panel. Any questions on Spurs? And anyone who watched it? I mean, do you guys? Let's open the first question then. Do you guys see Spurs finishing top 4 this season? There's still a lot of games to play, a lot of points to play for. But when you look at Tottenham from the outside in, as non-Tottenham Hotspur fans, how do you sum us up at the moment?
I still think you'll get 4th. I think I said to you, bro, when we did that show just last two. I still think Tottenham will get 4th. I think with the gap that you got, I believe is it 6 points you're ahead by? I think currently.
Liverpool have a game in hand, but it's 6 points with Liverpool having a game in hand. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, 6 points, and with the results this weekend, I feel like it's a good weekend in terms of being a Spurs fan because, obviously apart from Newcastle winning, but Liverpool dropping points, United dropping points as well, which has helped as well, and you're quite close to Man United as well. I know they've got a game extra to play, but you're 2 points off them as well.
2 points off, correct.
So yeah, we're Spurs, man. It's a weird one because like, I think someone mentioned it. You either win or lose. So it's like, well, 1 week there's sort of this praise for them, but at the same time when you lose, there's all this like doom and gloom. And like, I genuinely think Antonio Conte will be gone at the end of the season. I think he's a goner, that's for sure. I think the personal stuff that's going on with him, I think going on with him in Italy as well. I believe he had an operation as well, didn't he? I think there's a lot of personal stuff going on. So I think his heart's set out to go back to Italy, I think. And also, I think Harry Kane will be gone as well in the summer. I think this is it for him. I think with the bad losses against Sheffield United and obviously going out to AC Milan, which I thought, I don't know about you, Josh, but I'd be pissed off if I was a Spurs fan, man, going out of 2 cup competitions when you haven't won anything for so long. It has to be main priority at the start of the season to at least win something. But yeah, I don't know I don't know who you get as manager. The Michael Carrick's name's been mentioned for the job potentially. I don't know how we do at Tottenham. Thomas Tuchel's name's been mentioned as well. And yeah, it's a weird one with Tottenham, man. Yeah, strange stuff, man, with Spurs. Strange stuff.
I think some of the players want Poch back, don't they? And that might keep Kane at the club.
Yeah, possibly with Poch coming back. But would you want to go back to working under Daniel Levy again, where he originally got sacked by him? So I don't know if he'd want to do that. Thing again. I'm not sure. I don't know.
I think in his first stint there, he didn't get the backing in the transfer market.
Mm.
But in the recent couple of seasons, and even in Jan, that they have invested in players. So if he gets the same backing, you know, they might have a chance, right? And when he was there, they were almost consistently finishing the top four. So that's another thing as well. So yeah, who knows? Yeah, I think there's with Spurs, there's a bit of upheaval going on there. With you're right. I think Conte's going to end up at Inter Milan. I think his agents talking to them at the moment. The rumors go about. Kane, I think it's a 50-50 because the only club in the Premier League that could sign him is probably Man United. 60, 70 million, big wages. But then would he want to go there? Not too sure because he's 29 now, right? 29, 30 this summer. And if he ends his playing days wherever he goes and he doesn't win a trophy, yeah, it's not great, is it? With all those goals he's been scoring, so he's got a big decision to make in the summer. So do Spurs, you know. Do they cash in
I,
now,
I I
reinvest in the
wonder if
squad?
Levy will do an Ericsson, which is keep him till Jan, rather than take 50 mil or 60 mil or whatever comes in, keep him till Jan, and then cash in that January window, just to give Tottenham a chance to bed in a new striker, or just to give him a chance to get half the season underway. I'd be surprised if Levy sells him in the summer. But if United come in as a rival of Tottenham, would you really want to give your best player to a rival? Levy stopped dealing with United a long time ago, post Carrick, post Sheringham, post Berbatov. So I just wonder if Levy will love the money too much, or will he stand by his principle and say, no, you're staying unless you go to a non-rival, and if not, just see out your contract, but you become a year older, and whilst he becomes a year older, other competitive strikers in Europe step forward, and clubs look at people like Haaland and the guy from Napoli, etc., etc., and they look at Kane and go, "Do we want a 30-year-old on our books?"